There we go. Okay. With the triangle, what we're looking at is what I'm seeing you guys are doing. I want to kind of maybe improve a little bit. No offense, right? You want it to look good. Looking good is not the point. It's how it feels in your body, but also it's a structural issue. If we're collapsing when we're doing our triangle, we're not getting, yeah, exactly. We're not getting the benefits of the pose. So, what do I want to start with? So we have a couple of things that we have to prepare to do our triangle, and then we'll do that kind of midway through. But let's start standing up because we're going to work on the calves is our other bit of business. All right, so everybody has 2 blocks because we're going to use that at some point too. Okay. And then we have the chair. We have a chair for part of the demonstration so we don't get all worn out while we're trying to fix our triangles. All right, so let's start with, oh, and then one last thing, the 2 parts of the triangle that we want to pay attention to are axial extension, so the extension of the spine, and then we're doing a lateral and a twist. So we want to get those 2 things nice and warmed up. All right. So let's start with our standing cat and cow. Bend the knees. Hands come to the front of the thighs. We're going to tuck the chin and the tailbone. This is our cat position. And then on the inhale, rounding up, looking up. And then exhale back down. So just back and forth between the 2, moving nice and slow. Excellent. Do 1 or 2 more in each direction. And then come back to neutral. And then the feet are going to come out a little bit wider for our laterals. And since we haven't really warmed up very much, you can start by just going a little bit past the midline. Or if you're a little bit more warmed up, you can go a little bit further. So it's an inhale, lifting the arm up. Exhale, bring it back. And this other hand can be on the hip or down that leg. And again, nice and slow, letting the body warm up. Excellent. All right, let's do 1 more time each side. Nice. And then back to center. All right, next we're going to do a nice gentle twist. Again, the feet can be nice and wide here, and the arms can be anywhere from down by the sides up to a T. Anywhere that feels okay. And then just back and forth. So you can slow this down by doing exhale to the side, inhale center, exhale to the second side, or easy breezy back and forth. But again, nice and slow. Excellent. All right, one more time each side. And then back to center. Awesome. All right. So let's do our counter pose for that. We're going to do a half sun salutation, just regular. Feet can come in a little bit if you want, or they can stay out, whatever is what usually works for you. So we'll start with the hands at the heart. We're going to inhale, hands come down, arms come up. Exhale, arms out to the side, hinging at the hips, forward fold. You can have the knees a little soft. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can come to the front of the legs. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees. Arms out to the side. Push the feet into the earth. Inhale, coming all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, hands down. Nice. Again, inhale. And exhale, swan dive. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees. Arms out to the side, coming all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, hands down. Awesome. All right, let's do one more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees. Arms out to the side. Push the feet in, coming all the way up. Palms together. Exhale, hands down. Nice. All right. So let's do, we're going to do palm tree pose first, but we're going to warm up the calves first. If you want to grab a chair to do this, you can do that. If you don't need a chair, that's totally fine, but you can have it here as we come up. All right, so we're going to inhale up, exhale down. Do this for a little bit before we add the arms. If you want to add on to this, because this feels super easy, you can lift the toes when you come back down. Nice. All right, release that. Let's add the arms. If you like that and you want to keep doing that, that's awesome. You don't have to add the arms, but I'm going to add the arms. Here we go. Inhale and exhale. Excellent. Nice. All right, one more. Excellent. All right, anytime you want to shake it out, welcome to do that. And then we're going to do a couple of the different Flying Crane, Karate Kid versions. We'll start with mountain climbers, so opposite arm, opposite knee. If that's not what you want to do, that's fine. You can pick one of the other ones we usually do. But otherwise, here we go. So we're going to lift one knee up and the opposite arm comes up, and then back down, and then the other side. Excellent. One more time each side. Nice. All right. Second round. Let's do it's like auditory processing disorder. I can't think if there's noise. Let's do the high knees. All right, so the arms come out in front, and we're going to lift the knees as close to the arms as we can. This is probably only one of a very few that you can go fast with if you want, but you don't have to. All right, so we're just going to lift one knee up and then the other knee. If you want to go fast, that's fine. If you don't want to, that's even finer. Excellent. All right, one more time each side, and then release. Excellent. All right. Let's do one more, and we're just going to make it more of a balance pose, and stay in as long as you want or can, and then switch legs. So we'll just go back and forth. You can count in your head if you want how many seconds you're up. We don't usually use a goal in the yoga world, but if you want to work towards reducing osteopenia and osteoporosis, 8 seconds is your baseline. So holding the leg up for 8 seconds, that's going to help build bone strength on the other leg while the one's up. So that's what we're going to aim for, working towards 8 seconds. If you can do more, that's awesome. All right, so here we go. So we're going to lift one up. You have a chair if you need it, or the wall, or a table, something near you. The idea is to try and keep it equal from side to side. So if you can do 8 seconds on one side, you want to do 8 seconds on the other side. And then release that side, or keep going, that's totally fine. And then to the second side. And the arms can be wherever you like, if it helps to have them out further. If you need to come out, and then if you want, you can come back in. Or if you're done with that side, switch back to the first side. I'm going to keep the breath going. And then also you can extend like we do in tree pose. Excellent. All right, so finish off whichever side you want. You can practice that at home some more. All right, what we're going to do next? Okay, so we're going to do the neck and shoulders, and then we're going to do a little nerve floss, and then we'll do a couple more things to work up to our triangle pose. All right, so first thing we want to do is standing up nice and tall. We're going to inhale. On the exhale, drop the chin down towards the chest. On the inhale, looking up, just as far as it's comfortable. It feels a little different standing versus seated. Exhale, chin back down to the chest. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, back down. One more time. Inhale all the way up. And exhale all the way back down. Nice. Inhale back to neutral. And then we're going to go ear to shoulder. So exhale to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Inhale back to center. Exhale, first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Nice. Inhale, center. One more time each side. Exhale to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, last time, last side. Nice. Inhale, center. All right, we're going to do one last one with the neck. We're going to be looking to the side. So inhale, center. Exhale, chin comes towards the shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale to the first side. Inhale, center. Exhale, second side. Inhale, center. One more time. Each side. Center. And then last time, last side. Nice. Inhale, center. And then let's move down to the shoulders. So we're going to inhale forward and up. Exhale, down and back. Excellent. Reverse direction, inhale back and up, exhale down and forward. Excellent. And then release. And then one last one. You can either go straight up and down or do one of the other two that we just did. Excellent. All right. So next we're going to do a little of that nerve flossing. So we're going to bring the arms out to the side and make circles with the arms. They don't have to be too big. One direction and then the other. Excellent. All right, release that. Keep the arms out straight, and then we're going to point one set of fingers down, the other up, and then switch. Once you got that down, then we're going to add the head. So you can look to one side, keep the hands moving, and then look to the other side. Excellent. And then bring the head back to center, and then you can release the arms, shake out the legs. All right, so let's do, let's get ready for our triangle pose. So we want to do warrior two, and then we're going to do some wide-legged stuff, and then we'll do the triangle. Okay, so we're going to do something a little different with the warrior two, because why not? Instead of splitting up warrior one and warrior two, we're going to go back and forth between warrior one and warrior two. All right, so that looks like, we'll start with warrior one, and we're going to inhale, and then instead of bringing the arms back down, we're going to go into warrior two. So we're going to bring one arm in front and the other arm back, and then we're going to swing that back arm forward, back to warrior one. So that back foot is moving. Back to warrior two, and then inhale warrior one. Excellent. Back to warrior two. Let's do it two more times. Inhale warrior one. Exhale warrior two. And last time. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. All right, drop the arms, step the feet back together, shake it out. And then let's do the other side. We'll start with warrior one, inhale. And then we're going to exhale, bring that other arm to the back. Inhale, warrior two. I'm sorry, warrior one. Back to warrior two. Warrior one. Warrior two. And then two more times. Warrior one. Warrior two. And last time. Warrior one. And warrior two. Excellent. Drop the arms and step the feet back together. I'm going to turn my mat sideways. Options for you guys, you can either go wide with the feet on the narrow side, or turn and go wide on the wide side. All right, so let's do this round and then we will have fun with triangle. Okay, so I know you guys are so excited. All right, so feet are nice and wide. We're gonna start with pinwheels. So bring the arms out to the side. We're gonna bring one hand to the opposite leg wherever you reach. It's not a contest. Inhale, back up. Exhale, other side. And as you do a couple of these, you might find you go a little lower, but it's okay if you don't. Excellent. Let's do one more time each side. Excellent. And then we're going to drop the arms and step the feet back together. And check it out. All right, next one is rainbow pose. Since we have blocks, if you want to use your block for this, you are welcome to do that. All right, so feet are nice and wide. And then we're going to hinge at those hip joints. Exhale, coming forward. You can rest your hands on the block if you'd like, or on the floor, whatever height of block you like. And here we go. So we're going to inhale, lift one hand up towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it back. Second side, inhale. And exhale. Back to the first side, inhale. And exhale. Second side, inhale. And exhale one more time, each side. Inhale. And exhale. And then last time. Inhale. And exhale. Excellent. All right, bend the knees, hands come to the hips. Inhale, coming up with a straight spine. Nice. All right, you can step the feet back together. Check it out. And then last one, we will do a half sun salutation. I'm going to do it with the arms straight. If you have any back issues, go ahead and do arms out to the side, regular style. All right. Here we go. So if you want, you can do wide legs. You don't have to. Here we go. So we're going to inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Hands can come to the front of the legs. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees. Arms come up. And then exhale, arms back down. Awesome. Two more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, hands to the hips, or arms can come up. And then exhale back down. Nice. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees, arms come up. And exhale back down. Awesome. All right. Bend the knees, step the feet back together. Shake it out. And then let's do some triangles. All right, I'm gonna move my mat back to this way. All right, so we didn't do a lot of extension. We did a little bit, but so by extension, what I'm talking about is lengthening the spine. So if you want to imagine that your hand, well, you can put your hand a couple inches above your head, and then imagine that your body's growing towards the hand. So that's our extension. So we all know what a twist is, right? Lateral, maybe. Twist. Okay, lateral is when we're going towards the side. So that's what we're working with the triangle. So we have the lateral because we're going to the side, we have the twist, and then we have the extension. So we're gonna work on that. All right, a couple of options. If you want, you can use a chair. If we're gonna be in the triangle for a bit, so having at least two of the legs on the mat, as long as we're not putting too much weight on. Otherwise, you can have all four on. So having this knee, maybe have a little extra bend in it than we usually do because we may be here for a while. So the arms are out, extend forward, and then tick-tock the arms so you can see having the chair here as a rest spot is nice. All right, so I'm gonna come around If you don't want any hands on, yeah, so come back up out of your triangles. If you don't want any hands on, just put one of your blocks in front of your mat, and then I won't do any adjusting. If you feel like I've got this, you know what you're doing, you could be up here. I get it. It's awesome. All right, so let's start with let's do the other side since you kind of did that one. So bring the other foot up, hands at the heart. We're going to extend the arms out, extend forward, and then tic-tac the arms. All right, so if that hurts to have that shoulder up, so this is where you want to come back here and then head up, like towards this way. Does that make sense? I know, it's fun, right? All right, so this shoulder comes back towards me. There you go. And then extend this way. There you go. Nice. How does that feel? Horrible. Okay, you're going to switch arms. This arm comes down, that arm goes up. And then this back foot.
Could we stay in that?
No, come out whenever you're ready. And you can switch sides.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, sorry. So stay in the forward with this arm and then tick-tock. Bring this hand down. And then you want this hand back towards me or the shoulder. There you go. Turn that palm facing toward me. Other way. Other way. There you go. And then can you lift it up a little bit? There you go. And then bend the elbow and bring it to your hip. And the elbow towards me. And bring your hand to your hip. There you go. And then bring this towards me. Okay, that's good. All right, come out. All right. So this shoulder is going to come back towards me a little bit, not the arm, the shoulder. And then you want to extend the head that way towards, and then this hip is going to come up. There you go. All right, come out. All right, woo! All right, turn that hand face for me. There you go. Bring the shoulder back towards me. No, not the arm, shoulder. And then head this way. And look towards the floor. We'll get there. Okay, come out. All right, hand towards Sharon. Stand, face Sharon. Go this way. There you go. And then head straight. You got your look towards Sharon. There you go.
Okay.
And then extend your head that way towards the closet. Okay. And then bring the shoulder towards me. Not the arm. There you go. Okay, come on. And then you breathe. All right, do the other side. Okay. All right. Hands, this over here. Face towards my hand. So face the same direction and bring the shoulder blade towards me. Not the arm, shoulder blades. Okay. A little better. There you go. And head up a little bit. Okay, come on. Yeah, come on. Don't look at me. There. This is for your shoulder. Okay, and bring your hand up here. And then chin up. Shoulder back. Shoulder blade. Okay, come on. Do the other side. All right. How's your shoulder? Okay. All right, you're gonna, the arm where it is, bring the shoulder blade towards you. All right, so, all right, come up a little bit. Put your hand near your knee. There you go. And then bend your knee. That's too much. All right, bring your hand up and extend this way. All right, we'll get there. Okay, switch sides. All right. So George, you're gonna bring your left hand up towards your knee more. There you go. Feel the horn. Throw it on top here. Yeah. And then bring your hand up towards the ceiling more. Yeah, and then you're gonna look towards other behind that one. There you go. Got it. The one this way there. You're gonna look this way.
This time.
Yeah. Very good. Okay. And then you're gonna send that shoulder blade back. Not the arm, shoulder blade. Bring the arm back towards me. Hand up. Nope. Turn this way. And then bring the arm up. Yeah, okay, we'll get there. All right. Switch to the other side. Look at there. All right, don't go down so far. Bring your hand up. There you go. That's
progress.
pretty much most of it.
Okay,
And then if this shoulder blade can go back towards Ron,
this one?
not the arm, shoulder blade. So hand up, there's the ceiling, and then this. There you go. Much, much better. Okay. All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Flip the palm towards me. There we go. And then bring the arm up a little bit. There you go. And then shoulder blade back towards Bob. So much better. Okay. And then release and switch. Your hips look good on that one. All right. Looks good. All right. Release. Yay. How does that feel? Exhausting? Did everybody do both sides?
Yes.
Okay. So you didn't do both sides? Do the other side if you want, or practice at home.
Remember that.
I know, you're like, wait, what am I doing? Okay, so for the, our friends at home, we'll do this. So to get in, I'm gonna do it one time. You guys don't have to do it with me, but I'm just gonna show everybody at home. So the key here is you don't have to get down, you don't have to get that lower hand down towards the floor. In fact, the higher up you stay, the better the torso looks. So I don't know if they can see what I'm doing here. So I'm gonna do the arms out, extend forward. So this is my lateral here. And then this arm is down here. If I'm doing a true lateral, I have this shoulder forward, but I wanna bring that shoulder back. So that's my twist. Okay, so I'm up here with this knee, and then this upper hand, that hand is straight up towards the ceiling. Like I'm seeing a bunch of this. So straight up. If you go down like here, you're collapsing the whole front of this. So that's why I tend to stay up higher. Let's see, where's my hand going? There we go. All right. And my feet are lined up. So this hip is open this way. I'm seeing a lot of this, and that's hard to undo that one. So that hip, this hand is straight up, and then coming down. I like it when you're up higher because we've got this length in the spine. All right, I'm gonna do the other side. You don't have to. All right, just to be even, because triangle's rough. All right, standing forward, arms tick-tock. So I've got, instead of coming forward with this hip, I've got it back, got the extension in the torso. Bringing this shoulder back is my twist. And then if you need to, bending the knees. And then the head is in a straight line with the torso. Awesome. All right, coming out. Release, shake it out.
Thank you, Kate. It's hard on the shoulders. Yeah.
Yes, so if that hurts,
Especially if you get surgery.
yeah, if you've had surgery with either or both shoulders, I want you to stay with your hand on your hip. Okay, deal?
Yeah.
All right, let's do, what was the other one we were working on? Calves?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna do high lunge, and then we're gonna come down and do low lunge. And I'm gonna torch you one more time with triangle. All right, do we have all those? High lunge, low lunge, triangle.
Oh, you forgot torture.
Oh, yeah. Okay. All right. High lunge. Okay, so this, whenever we do high lunge, there are a bunch of different places that we can draw our attention. So in yoga, we say where the mind goes, the body goes, or where the body goes, the mind goes. Works together, right? You get the idea. So since we're concentrating on the calf, I want you to think about what your calf is doing in this pose. This is a slight back bend, leg strengthening like we talked about earlier for quality of life towards the end, strong legs, like the sit to stand test that they have. Having those strong thigh muscles are important, and calf muscles for our heart vascular system. Okay, high lunge. If you want, since we have them, you can have the blocks up front, but I think I'm just gonna do a regular high lunge. All right, so we're gonna start with the feet in the back. And if you want more work in the legs, if you can, if your balance allows, staying up on the back foot toes. Got it. Okay, so we're gonna step forward. And those blocks are there for stability if you want. On the inhale, we're gonna bring the arms up. And we can stay here, we can count out 8 seconds. Excellent. And then 2 ways to get out. You can step the back foot forward or step that front foot back and release the arms. All right, we're gonna do 3 times each side. Let's go same side in a row. All right, first side, inhale the arms up. If you can be on the back toes, that's awesome. If not, don't worry about it, just bring that heel down. I need a little timer because I forgot to count. All right. Step back or step forward. We'll do this side one more time. Step forward and then inhale the arms up. All right, close enough. And then stepping back or step that back foot forward. Let's do 3 on the other side. Step forward, inhale. Excellent. Step back or step forward. Second time. Nice. Back. And then let's do that one more time. Step forward, inhale the arms up. Nice. And then we'll drop the arms and step back or step that back foot forward. Shake it out. All right, low lunge. So if you have a blanket and you want it under your knees, you can do that. And then we're going to come down to table. First, before we do that low lunge, and just for fun, let's do a couple cat-cows because we did some crazy fun stuff with the spine. Exhale cat, inhale cow. Excellent. All right. Go ahead and release that. Grab your blocks. All right. So we're going to start with both blocks to the left and swing this right leg out and around. And then the right block goes on the outside of that leg. Awesome. Okay, first order of business, we're going to drop the pelvis down towards the floor. So this knee comes past the toes for some nice ankle flexibility here. And then back up to neutral. We're going to bring the hands on the knees as our next option. Again, you can stay at any level, or next option is hands up towards the ceiling. Excellent. And then one more option here. We're going to drop the pelvis down towards the floor again. That knee can come forward. Excellent. Coming back out. Come back up to neutral. Hands to the knee, and then hands to the block. I'm going to switch legs so you can slide it or move the blocks around. Bring both blocks over to the other side. Bring that left foot in front, and then center it. And first order of business, we're going to bring the pelvis down towards the floor. That knee comes forward, that ankle flexibility. Excellent. Back up to neutral. Option to stay here, or next option is hands on that knee. And then next option is hands up towards the ceiling. And then last option, bring that pelvis back towards the floor. Excellent. And then come back up. Hands to the knee. Hands to the block. And then before we do our torture triangle, we're going to do a revolved low lunge. Okay, so this, so if your left foot is in front, we're going to take the right hand and bring the right block flat, or you can bring your hand down to the mat, either one. And then we're going to take this left hand and bring it up towards the ceiling for our revolved low lunge. All right, bring that hand back down. We're going to switch legs. So bring that left foot back. Right foot comes forward again. That left hand is going to go down to a low block or the mat. And then this right hand comes up towards the ceiling. Excellent. And then let's bring that back down. We're going to grab the other block again. So we're just going to keep this foot in front. So we're going to do I call it a low triangle. It's not my favorite version, but somebody else might like it better. It's totally fine. So we're going to curl the toes of the back foot. And on an inhale, we're going to lift the hips up. So we're going to push up. And that front knee can stay sort of straight. Just don't hyperextend it. All right, this back foot heel comes down to the floor. That's important because otherwise you're going to fall over. And then if your right foot is in front, then you're going to bring your left hand up towards the ceiling. If it's not, then do the other hand. If that's too much to bring the hand up, you can bring the hand to the hip. If you've had any rotator cuff or shoulder surgery, it's hard to say. All right, and then we're going to bring that hand back down. Bend the knee, front knee, bring that back knee back down, and then we're going to switch legs. All right, was that one horrible? This one will be just as horrible. All right. So curl the toes of the back foot. We're going to inhale, lift the hips up. Bring the heel of the back foot down to the floor. That front knee is flexible, but sort of straight-ish. And then whatever hand is opposite the foot in the front, we're going to bring that hand up towards the ceiling. Excellent. Take one more breath here. And then we're going to bring that hand back down. Bring that knee back down. And then the other knee comes back down. Move your blocks and come into child's pose. Excellent. Taking one more breath here. And then when you're ready, let's come back up to hands and knees to table pose. And we'll do a couple cat and cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, cow. Excellent. And then from here, we're going to do a calf stretch. If you get calf cramps occasionally, I would recommend skipping this one. But otherwise, we're going to curl the toes and then send the hips back towards the heels. And then you can come back up, and then we'll do it 2 more times. Hips back towards the heels. And then coming up. And one last time. Excellent. And then back to neutral. All right. Uncurl the toes, and then you can kind of pound the tops of the feet into the mat, kind of release that tension. All right. Let's do this. We're not going to do a full plank unless you're dying to do a full plank, then you can do that. We're going to do a kind of version of it. So if you want to do it, that's totally fine. But here's what we're going to do. So we're going to extend one leg back and then send that, let's see, I'll go sideways. And then you're going to send the heel towards the floor. It's not going to go all the way because, well, it's just not. All right. And then do the other side. So that's like a back chain muscle stretch. And then just switch sides a couple of times. All right, release that. We'll do one more cat and cow. I know we didn't warm up the wrists, so if you need to come down to the forearms, you can do that. Actually, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do one crazy pose, and then we will come down onto our spines. All right, so we're going to do, I know. So we're going to do dolphin pose, which you don't need your wrists for. So we're going to come down to the forearms. And we're going to interlace the fingers, and we're making a fist in front, or well, 2, sorry. And then have the pinkies on the mat. And then the head comes down in between the hands. And then we're going to come up on the toes. So the hips come up. And if you want, you can come up and down on the toes. Excellent. And then come back down to the knees. And then we're going to come over onto the floor. So you can come and sit and then roll back onto your mat. Or however you get down there is totally fine. So we're going to bring the feet up to the top of the mat. Hands on the knees, and then we're going to roll back onto the spine. So we did a lot with a triangle. If tomorrow you find you're tight or stiff, I would recommend either doing the next couple that we're going to do or do that standing cat-cow. Or you could do it seated too. But definitely some cat and cow. All right, so to start here, let's do some Apanasana. We're going to do one-legged to start. So exhale, one knee comes in. Inhale, foot to the floor, and then other side. Excellent. All right, release that. And then next we're going to let's do a nice windshield wiper here. So walk the feet out a little bit maybe, and then the arms can come out into a T. And we're just gonna go side to side with the knees. As with most poses, there's some options here. So you can just do regular side to side. You can do walk the feet out and drop a knee in towards the center and then bring it back up. And then drop the other knee in and bring it back up. Or you can go one out to the side, bring it up, and then the other one out to the side and bring it back up. So any of those options. Excellent. And then let's bring the knees back in for one more Apanasana. I'm going to do wide-legged. If you like any other style, you can do that. So the knees are wider than the hips. Exhale, knees in. Inhale, knees out. There's a little bit more space in the lumbar spine with this one. Excellent. All right, let's bring feet back down to the mat. Option to keep knees bent, feet on the floor, or extend the legs all the way straight out. Arms down by your side. We're going to inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, arms down by your sides. Inhale. And exhale. Next time the arms are overhead, if you want to pause for a moment and do a nice good morning stretch. Got that axial extension here, heels and fingertips away from the center of the body. Take at least 1 or 2 breaths while you're here. And then come back and do a couple more palm tree pose, arms. Excellent. All right, so release that and let's get ready for our relaxation pose. I'm going to sit up so you can hear me better. So start by getting any last little wiggles out. You can have your knees bent, feet on the floor, or legs straight out. If you have a chair that's handy, you can grab that. And then let's do a full body relaxation, walking up the body, relaxing each part as we go, starting with the feet. Relax the toes. Relax the tops of the feet, soles of the feet, and the heels. Release the ankles. Relax the calves and shins. Release the knees and the space behind the knees. Relax the tops of the thighs and the backs of the thighs. Let the pelvis be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the abdomen. Release the rib cage and let go of breath. Shoulders be heavy and sink into the earth. Shoulders be heavy and sink into the earth. Relax the upper arms, elbows, and lower arms. Release the wrists. Relax the hands, fingers, and palms. Relax the throat and the back of the neck. Release the jaw. Smooth the forehead and face. Let any last thoughts seep out the top of the crown of the head. Let the earth's gravity hold you. Let the air around you breathe you. Take the next few moments and just be. Gently coming back into awareness. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. If you'd like, you can roll your head side to side. When you're ready, and with an inhale, rolling over onto your right or left side. Take one full breath here, inhale and exhale. And then when you're ready, and again with an inhale, pushing up to a comfortable seated position. Breath back into the body and find us safely on our way. Let's do sun breath number 1. Not done that in a hot minute. All right, hands on the knees or on the lap. I'm going to inhale, hands float up, and then on the exhale, hands float back down. 3 times. Ready? Here we go. Inhale. And exhale. And again, inhale. And exhale. One last time. Inhale. And exhale. Bring the hands together, back to the heart, and namaste. Namaste. Let me know what you want to get tortured with next week. Just kidding. It was so much fun.